Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we make sense of the corporate world. You might say we have a special report today because it involves not just an extension, but a bit of a merger mystery that's unfolding right before our eyes. So today we're diving into a very interesting Form 8K filing from Horizon Space Acquisition. Corp, also known as HSPO, as usual. We'll break down what's really going on behind the corporate jargon and what it means for investors and the future of this company. Now, HSPO is a special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC. This means they raise money through an IPO with the sole purpose of acquiring an existing company. So they're basically a shell company looking for a target to merge with, and that's exactly what this report is all about, a step towards making a big merger happen. The key date here is August 25, 2025. This is when the company took a specific action to extend the deadline for its merger. HSPO has different types of securities out there, like units, ordinary, shares, warrants, and rights. Think of units as a bundle of these different securities, giving investors varied ways to benefit from the company's success or failure. HSPO is classified as an emerging growth company. This means they get to take advantage of some relaxed regulatory requirements. This is pretty common for SPACs as they're just getting started, but it's something to keep in mind when evaluating their disclosures. This section tells us that the company entered into a significant agreement. This is usually a big deal because it moves them closer to their main goal, which is acquiring another business. This is where the core of today's report lies. HSPO had a deadline to complete its initial business combination, which is a SPAC term for merging with another company. Their deadline was approaching on August 27, 2025, but they had an option to extend it. So they had this ticking clock to find a company to merge with and get the deal done. Normally, if they can't find a deal, they have to dissolve and return money to shareholders. To get more time, they need to pay a monthly extension fee. And what's really interesting is who paid this fee. On August 25th, that $120,000 fee was paid. This pushed their deadline by 1 month from August 27, 2025 to September 27, 2025, giving them more runway to finalize their business combination. Now, the big reveal is that this payment wasn't made by HSPO itself, but by Squirrel Enlivened Hong Kong Technology Limited. This company is apparently involved in the planned business combination. This payment and the extension are directly tied to a merger agreement signed back September of 2024 with a company called Squirrel Holdco and its subsidiaries, Squirrel Cayman and Merger Sub. Here's the crucial detail. Instead of just handing over cash, HSPO issued an unsecured promissory note, a promise to pay later for that extended deadline. This note is for $120,000 and it's unsecured, meaning there's no specific asset backing it up. It's basically a loan that HSPO promises to repay. This note is quite unique. It doesn't charge any interest, which is a good deal for HSPO. And it needs to be repaid either when the merger doesn't happen. They did outline what counts as a default. If HSPO fails to pay back the note within 5 business days of its due date, that's an event of default. And there are other typical default clauses like bankruptcy or breaching their agreements. You can find the actual promissory note document as an exhibit to this filing. This allows anyone to see the exact terms of the agreement. This section is a standard legal disclaimer from HSPO. They're letting everyone know that some of the statements in this report are forward-looking. This means they're about future expectations and plans, and as everyone knows the future can be unpredictable, they're pointing back to their previous filings like their annual report for a full list of risks. Basically, they're saying things might not go as planned and listing the reasons why it's their way of managing expectations and potential liability. A key risk they highlight is the limited operating history for both HSPO and the Squirrels companies they plan to merge with. This means there isn't a long track record to analyze, making it harder to predict future performance. Another challenge is their ability to actually find and successfully combine with another company. This is the core challenge for any SPAC, and it's never guaranteed. The biggest risk is simply that the merger might not happen. This could be due to shareholder approvals, market conditions, or other deal-breaking issues. This part is about providing more information to investors. They mentioned that Squirrel Cayman has filed a registration statement on Form F4. This document is important because it will contain details about the merger, including a preliminary proxy statement. They are strongly advising investors to read all these documents carefully when they become available, because they will contain crucial information about the deal. This is standard practice to ensure investors have access to and are encouraged to review all relevant facts before making decisions. This section is about who might be influencing the shareholder vote on the merger. It mentions that HSPO's directors and executives, as well as others, could be considered participants in asking shareholders to vote for the deal. This is a legal disclaimer stating that this report isn't an offer to sell or buy any securities. It's just providing information about the extension and related events. This is the final section listing what documents are being filed along with the report. Here it is, Exhibit 10 on the actual promissory note. This is the key document that illustrates the extended deadline agreement. And Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file. This is for regulatory purposes, making the filing machine readable. This is the official sign-off by the company's authorized representative. And here we see the signature of Mingyu Michael Lee, the Chief Executive Officer of Horizon Space Acquisition, Corp. This signifies the formal submission of the report. So what's the big picture here? HSPO is buying time to complete its merger with the Squirrel companies. This extension was facilitated by a $120,000 promissory note issued to Squirrel Enlivened Hong Kong Technology Limited. This note is interest-free and due upon the merger's completion or the SPAC's expiration. A key takeaway is that the company is managing its cash flow carefully by issuing a note rather than cash for this extension. Now, looking at this from a broader perspective, HSPO is in a race against time. The fact that they needed this extension and that an external party, Squirrel HK, is effectively funding it signals a few things. Firstly, it shows the sponsor or an affiliate is committed enough to keep extending the SPAC's life. Secondly, it suggests that the deal might be complex or facing delays. It's not necessarily a bad sign, but it does mean investors need to stay patient and vigilant. The risks are significant, as HSPO itself points out. SPAC's success hinges entirely on its ability to find and close a merger at a favorable valuation. If the Squirrel company's deal falls through, HSPO might have to return capital to shareholders and the sponsor might lose out on their investment. The unsecured nature of the promissory note is less concerning given the relatively small amount and the short time frame until the expected merger or expiry. In conclusion, HSPO is moving forward with its merger plans by securing a 1-month extension. Through a promissory note, this action demonstrates continued commitment to the deal, but also highlights the ongoing challenges and timelines involved in SPAC mergers. Investors should closely monitor the progress toward the business combination and the information provided in future filings, especially regarding the Squirrel company's performance and the overall market conditions impacting the deal. And welcome back to the channel, especially regarding the Squirrel company's performance and the overall market conditions impacting the deal. What are your thoughts on this extension and the promissory note? Was this a smart move or a sign of trouble? Let me know in the comments below if you found this analysis helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights into the companies shaping our world. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.